चलें देखते हैं आज क्या खबरें हैं। Iraqi shares Iran's workable framework with Pakistani mediators on lasting end to war. Okay. Iran military warns of decisive response of illegal US naval blockade continues. ठीक है जी, ये तो इन्होंने ज़बरदस्त इनको ये देखते हैं इसमें क्या है. Iran military command warns that the continued naval piracy, blockade, and banditry by American forces in the region will be met with a decisive response from the Iranian armed forces.
Today marks the anniversary of a failed U.S. military operation in the Iranian desert of Tabaz. In a message on the anniversary, Iran's judiciary chief says the U.S. lacks the capability to oppose a naval blockade on Iran, stressing that Americans' defeat in Tabaz and recently in Asfahan would be repeated in the Persian Gulf. Ghulam Hossein Mohseni Ijadi said that in the U.S.-Israeli opposed war on the country, Iranian armed forces achieved a victory in Asfahan, where enemy commandos were grounded and suffered a heavy defeat. Many analysts have been drawing a comparison between the failed mission in Asfahan and the one in Tabas in 1980. 46 years ago today, the U.S. Army's Delta Force wanted to rescue 53 Americans held at the U.S. Embassy in Tehran. In the course of the mission, 3 helicopters ran into technical problems and 8 personnel were killed due to a sandstorm. Ultimately, the operation ended in a complete failure.
Zabardast. Acha. US lobbies for Persian Gulf reconstruction contracts after Iranian strikes. What the hell यार, क्या बकवास है. अच्छा, इनको पढ़ गया. New report has revealed that Trump administration actively robbing Persian Gulf countries to avoid reconstruction contracts of American funds for यार, ये शैतान जो है ना, शैतीन है ये शैतीन. पहले तबाही करो, फिर रिकन्स्ट्रक्शन करो, अपनी कंपनियों को ठेके दो, पैसा बनाओ. वही सब कुछ जंग से करो. मिलिट्री इंडस्ट्रियल कॉम्प्लेक्स वगैरह जो है. Sick and tired of this, honestly. Workable framework क्या इन्होंने बात की. Very fruitful visit to Pakistan, whose good offices and brotherly efforts to bring back peace to our region. We very much value. Shared Iran's position concerning workable framework to permanent end war and have yet to see if the US is truly serious. हाँ, ये बात है. और क्या बात हो रही है यहाँ पे. Iran strike on US bases more destructive than publicly admitted. ज़ाहिरी बात है.
A new report says the war against Iran has dented the U.S. economy and that the damage could linger. The report by American media outlet CBS News says the conflict has strained home buyers and pushed inflation to the highest level in nearly 2 years. The report refers to at least not any time in the near future. Economists also expect inflation to come in hot in April and remain elevated throughout 2026. They say Americans are likely to feel the financial sting for months. As of midday Friday, Brent crude was trading at $105 a barrel, up
105
since before the war started.
God. South 125 rescued alive from beneath rubble during US raid. Oh. अच्छा. ये तो अच्छी बात है यार. चलें देखते हैं अल जज़ीरा क्या कह रहा है. Trump cancels envoys trip for talks after Iran officials leave Pakistan. अच्छा भाई.
Express, Blue Express, Beach Express.
Here is that if negotiators, Iranian negotiators are serious, that this is still, the diplomacy essentially still has a pulse. One thing that's important to underscore that is that just because these talks have stalled at this moment, it doesn't mean that that diplomatic window has closed. So what's happening here, President Trump is trying to project confidence that there was very little value in the talks that would have happened over the weekend in Islamabad, but there's also no, at least publicly made update on or scheduling as to when those talks may resume again. So that's what we're sort of paying attention to right now, is whether or not President Trump is going to speak again this evening.
इनका टोपी ड्रामा चलता रहेगा बस. Iran's authorities project hardened stance with more talks on horizon. ये हराम खोर लगे हुए हैं यहाँ पे इजरायली. 4 people और मार दिया सदर्न लेबनान में. अच्छा जी, अब देखते हैं वॉशिंगटन पोस्ट क्या कह रहा है. Trump calls of US envoys stripped Pakistan for Iran peace talks. Okay. ये तो उनकी इंटरनल न्यूज़ है, ये तो हमने नहीं देखनी. हम देखते हैं जनाब वर्ल्ड के बारे में ये क्या कह रहे हैं. हरामी मरे यार, मैं तो कहता हूँ. ही प्रोस्टेट कैंसर फ्रॉम पब्लिक. हु केयर्स यार, हु केयर्स. कैसे कैसे मनहूस लोग दुनिया में होते हैं. यूएस targets China's shadow trade with Iran and sweeping sanctions. Ahead of Trump's Xi's summit, Washington widens its crackdown on secretive oil chemical trade between. बस बदमाशी इनकी. इनका बाप भी नहीं इनको रोक सकेगा, जो मर्जी करते रहे ये हराम खोर. वॉल स्ट्रीट जर्नल क्या कह रहा है. Aborted Pakistan trip leaves Trump with tough choices on Iran talks. मार्केट्स एंड फाइनेंस में क्या है भाई. Trump's crypto luncheon draws super cyber hits, but his token hovers near low. AI से इन्होंने क्या करना है यार, क्या कर लेंगे AI से. और ये इंसान बना लेंगे हमारे जैसा एक और, या आसमान से खुदा को नीचे ले आएंगे. It's just disgusting when I see this. Arrest of US soldier signals poly markets Wild West days are ending. Case against Ken and Ken and it marks the first year prosecution for insider trading prediction. Okay. अच्छा जी, ट्विटर पे देख रहे हैं सोशल मीडिया पे क्या हो रहा है. हामिद मीर्स डॉटर गेट्स रिवॉर्ड्स while actual Pakistani journalists get disappeared and their families threatened. We will remember the. ये देखें वकास जो जर्नलिस्ट है क्या कह रहा है. ये हामिद मीर की डॉटर, इसको क्या मिल रहा है भाई. पाकिस्तान टीवी डिजिटल आयशा मीर हैज बीन सेलेक्टेड फॉर द रेफकॉन. पता नहीं भाई ये क्या है. Sheikh TikTok Al Bootlicker says it is haram to boycott Israeli products. Unbelievable.
And when we have a deal together in a country, when you go to the public and say, hey guys, everyone, we should boycott so and so company. I had a deal with that company. They're paying us. And when we have a deal together, you're ruining that deal. And it's up to them, to the Muslim government, that you cannot disobey it like that. If the Muslim government or the ruler says boycott, then yes, because he knows things you don't know. And they have agreements, they have taken care of it. So now he says, okay to boycott. And it happened before. But if it doesn't,
अबे चल बाहर में जा. Trump reportedly asked his team after meeting Asr-e-haal, who are these Pakistanis? A puny little country that beat the hell out of the Indian and has the atom bomb too? That question for the most popular in the world is Pakistan's entire repositioning story in one. यार ये चूतिया किस्म के लोग जो यहाँ पे इस तरह कमेंट डालते हैं ना यार, अनबिलीवेबल. ट्रम्पू क्या कह रहा है? I just cancelled a trip of my relatives going is Islamabad, Pakistan to meet with the Iranians. Too much time wasted on traveling, too much work. Besides which, there is tremendous infighting and confusion within their leadership. Nobody knows who is in charge, including them. Also, we have the card. वही टिपिकल इसका ज़हनी मरीज़ों वाला बयानिया जो है. While talks are happening in Pakistan, the US refueling aircraft lining up at Israel Ben Gurion Airport. Why do I have feeling that America and Israel will betray Iran? Obviously, ये तो सीधी सी बात है. ये check करें. Now that Trump has stopped his delegates from traveling to Pakistan, Iranian delegation has left. I have a question. Why was life made hell for Sahabas and Pindi's residents? पाकिस्तान जब तक इन खंजीरों के हाथों से नहीं ना निकलेगा, इस मुल्क का कोई मुस्तकबिल नहीं है, कसम खुदा की. Nobody in their right mind would talk to these two criminals. सही बात. शक्ल देखें यार, इस खास तौर पे इस हराम खोर की आप शक्ल देखें. कुत्ती का बच्चा लगता है ये, खंजीर की औलाद लगता है. अनबिलीवेबल. एक जुमला शहबाज शरीफ के लिए, कुत्ती का बच्चा. After Iran destroyed dozens of US and Israeli radars in the region, it is raining and pouring in Iran. It hasn't rained this much in decades. The climate war against Iran, as warned by foreign advisors, that turned out to be true. Weather modification की है इन्होंने, वो पता नहीं. Because the UK refused to illegally bomb Iranian civilians, the Epstein coalition is trying to take the Falkland Islands away from. ये देखें, एक और खंजीर. Israelis destroying supplies meant to help the starving people of Gaza. यार इनसे बड़ा जाना, ये इंसान तो हो नहीं सकते, इंसान नहीं इस तरह करता. ये हैं शयातीन, असल में असल शयातीन है ये. This is good news. 13 Israeli terrorists eliminated at Lebanon and Gaza, as the Jerusalem admits. Well done. चलें, आपसे फिर बात होती है.